Sleep apnea, the disease many don't know they have. Here's something strange. You could stop breathing dozens and in severe cases hundreds of times tonight and remember none of it tomorrow because it happens while you're asleep. That's obstructive sleep apnea. In community studies, roughly 1 in 10 Indian adults has some degree of it, and most have never been diagnosed. Worldwide, it's estimated more than 8 in 10 who have it don't know. But here's the hopeful half. Once you find it, it's one of the most treatable conditions in sleep medicine. So today, let's make the invisible visible. Let's clear up the biggest confusion. Most people assume this is just snoring. It isn't. Snoring is only a sound, air vibrating past a narrowed throat. Sleep apnea is more. It's when that throat doesn't just narrow, but collapses shut, so the air stops and breathing genuinely pauses. Most people who snore don't have sleep apnea, so this isn't about frightening every snorer. But nearly everyone with sleep apnea snores, and you can't tell the two apart by sound alone. So loud, habitual snoring isn't something to laugh off. It can be the one clue to a quieter problem. So what's actually happening? Picture your upper airway, the soft tube at the back of your throat held open by muscle tone. When you fall asleep, those muscles relax. In most people, the airway stays open. But in some, it's narrower to begin with, and as the muscles relax, it sags shut. Now you're breathing in against a closed throat. Your breathing becomes ineffective, and your oxygen often begins to fall. So your brain fires a tiny alarm, just enough to pull the muscles tight and snap the airway open. You gasp, the air rushes back, and you're asleep again with no memory of it. Then it repeats all night long. And that's exactly why it stays so silent. The whole cycle plays out below memory. You're not waking up, you're stirred just enough to breathe dozens of times an hour, and you sleep right through it. All you notice is the morning, 8 hours in bed, and you feel as if you barely slept. Each pause ends in a small stress response, a jolt of stress hormones, a faster heartbeat, a spike in blood pressure. Night after night, that strain is strongly linked to higher blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, and over the years, a greater risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. One honest word though, these are strong links, not proof that apnea single-handedly causes them, since it usually travels alongside extra weight and other risks. Still, while you sleep, a quiet bill is being paid, so who does this happen to and why? The biggest factor is excess weight, especially fat around the neck and belly, which crowds and narrows the airway. But it's not only about weight. The shape you were built with counts just as much. A jaw set further back, a crowded throat, large tonsils, a bigger tongue, a blocked nose that forces you to mouth breathe. An underactive thyroid can contribute too. It's why someone perfectly slim can still have significant sleep apnea. Add what relaxes the throat too much at night: alcohol near bedtime, sedative sleeping pills, smoking. Men are affected more than women until menopause, when a woman's risk climbs to meet it. And it grows more common with age. Usually it isn't one cause, it's a few quietly stacking up. And there's a reason this deserves special attention in India. We're more prone to the conditions that travel with sleep apnea, diabetes, and high blood pressure, and we develop them at a lower body weight than many Western populations. Because of how we store fat, more of it deep around the organs, even when the scale looks reassuring. So I'm not really overweight is exactly the false comfort to watch for. Sleep apnea can sit at a perfectly ordinary weight. Add very low awareness, snoring as a family joke, tiredness as the price of working hard, and you have a condition that's common and missed in most who have it. And the trap that keeps this hidden isn't medical, it's everyday. We've been taught to read every warning sign as harmless. Loud snoring, he sleeps like a log; daytime drowsiness, just tired, works too hard. Waking again and again to pass urine, blamed on the prostate or on sugar. Morning headaches, low mood, a foggy memory, each filed under stress or age. And there's a second blind spot. Sleep apnea in women often looks different, less dramatic snoring, more like insomnia and broken sleep with fatigue and low mood. So it's read as menopause, depression, or low iron, and the real cause is never looked for, and women are often diagnosed years later than men. One more myth to retire: you don't have to feel sleepy to have this. Many with significant sleep apnea aren't especially drowsy at all. So how do you find something you sleep straight through? Not from the snoring alone. You can't diagnose this by ear. A doctor might start with a short questionnaire that flags your risk, but that's only a flag, never the answer. The answer is a sleep study, which has become far easier. The traditional version is done overnight in a sleep lab. But for many, there's now a home sleep test, a small kit you wear in your own bed for a night, cheaper, easier, and increasingly available. Either way, it measures the one thing that counts: how many times an hour your breathing actually pauses or runs shallow. That single number turns a vague suspicion into a clear, answerable picture. One caveat: if your symptoms are strong but a home test comes back clear, your doctor may still suggest the full lab study just to be sure. So who should think about getting tested? If you snore loudly and habitually, and especially if anyone has watched you stop breathing in your sleep, that's the clearest sign of all. If you wake unrefreshed however long you were in bed or fight to stay awake through the day. If your blood pressure stays stubbornly high despite the tablets, a classic under-recognized clue. If you have type 2 diabetes, an irregular heartbeat, or you've had a stroke. If you're carrying extra weight, or your collar size has crept up. And women, hear this one. If you're past menopause and worn down by fatigue or broken sleep everyone blames on something else, this belongs on your list too. If a few of these ring true, it's worth a conversation with your doctor. And here's why none of this needs to land as fear. No fear, just the why. Of everything we cover, sleep apnea may be the one where finding it feels least like bad news. It's genuinely deeply treatable, and the exhausting days can lift within weeks. A diagnosis here isn't a verdict, it's the start of sleeping and living properly again. Finding it is the good part. So once the sleep study is done, how is it read? It comes down to a single simple number: the average count of breathing pauses per hour of sleep. Under 5 an hour is normal, from 5 to just under 15 is mild. From 15 up to 30, moderate, and 30 an hour or more is severe. Picture your breathing interrupted every couple of minutes all night. But your doctor will say the number alone isn't the whole story. How far your oxygen dips and how you feel by day matter too. Two people with the same score can need different attention. So treat it as a clear starting point, read alongside how you live, not a label and never a sentence. So what actually helps more than people expect? The most powerful everyday lever where weight is part of the picture is weight itself. Losing even 5 to 10% of your body weight can meaningfully cut those nightly pauses. For some, the apnea is far worse on their back, and simply sleeping on their side changes the night. Easing off alcohol before bed helps. So does clearing a blocked nose, not smoking, and treating an underactive thyroid if that's part of it. And staying physically active helps too, modestly for the apnea itself, but genuinely for your sleep quality and your heart and metabolic health. None of these are magic alone, but stacked together, especially in milder cases, they move things a long way. And when more is needed, the treatments are genuinely good. One is famous and quietly feared: the CPAP machine. A small pump that sends a gentle, steady stream of air through a mask, holding the airway open so it can't collapse. For moderate or severe apnea, it's the gold standard, and for many, life-changing. The honest catch isn't whether it works, it's getting used to wearing it. Very solvable with the right mask in some patients. For milder cases, a custom dental device that eases the jaw forward can do the job. And there's real news. In 2024, the first medicine approved specifically for obstructive sleep apnea arrived. A weight loss drug, tirzepatide, for those who also carry significant weight, used under a doctor's care. Now, one honest boundary: these treatments reliably hand you back your days, your energy, your focus, safer driving, steadier blood pressure. That's the real, proven win. What they haven't been shown to do is prevent heart attacks or strokes on their own. So we treat sleep apnea to live and feel better, and we keep looking after the heart directly too. So if you take one thing, you can't feel sleep apnea happening, so the move is never to wait until you can. If you snore heavily and wake up tired, if your blood pressure won't settle, or if someone has watched you stop breathing in the night, ask your doctor about a sleep study. You can't sense it, so test for it. Want it all on a single page: the signs, who should test, what the number means, and what helps. Comment the word honest and we'll send you the free sleep apnea cheat sheet. If your blood pressure won't settle, or if someone has watched you stop breathing in the night, ask your doctor about a